Hey, I just wanted to make a quick video on how my league start is going so far. This is the start of day 2. I haven't done anything yet. I went to sleep and didn't record anything before going to bed. So one thing to notice is that I am playing Chieftain. I'm playing my Incinerate Totems build. I changed my mind last minute before the league start because I was practicing my Ball Lightning build and I just didn't like how it was feeling getting into late game. So I decided that going Chieftain would be a lot smoother. And it turned out that it wasn't too much smoother because the campaign early on was really rough. I ended up duo leveling with a friend. I'm Totem Moltres and he was Totem Articuno. And it was kind of fine until Act 2, but then our damage started really falling off, and it got really bad in Act 3. It took us almost 20 minutes to kill Act 3 Piety. But I managed to fix it mostly. I switched to Searing Bond pretty much right after that, and that helped quite a bit. And then as soon as I could, I had him buy an Armageddon brand for me because he was Templar. And I switched to Armageddon brand RF. And once I made that switch, it was smooth sailing for the rest of the campaign. I'm well into yellow maps now. Where are we? Yellow maps. You can see I've done a bunch of them. I forgot to check the leaderboards last night, but I am actually still top 50 Chieftain right now. That's me right at the top there, rank 41 Totem Moltres. And that's after going to sleep. I imagine I was probably top 30, top 20 Chieftain if I didn't stop playing, because Chieftain is just not a very popular ascendancy right now. So in the campaign, it turned out that this was a really convenient leveling tree because you don't really have cluster jewels in the campaign, so I couldn't do all of this stuff over here. Like if I show my POB real quick, this is what it looks like. And it's pretty much just going up here, and there's these cluster jewels. And if I turn off the POB again, so you can see my screen, you can see I basically just did that without the cluster jewels, and I was able to get basically all of those points. Once I get the cluster jewels, I'll spec some of these other points out. I'll probably take this elemental damage out. I'll take this extra totem wheel out, and I'll start getting the cluster jewels that I need. But this is a really convenient leveling tree, and because there's so much resistance on this tree, I have been resist capped since we helped Alira in Act 2, and I've never had to touch my resistance. I've just been naturally resist capped the whole time. So at the end of the campaign, Act 10 Kitava dropped a Bisco's Leash for us. So I've just been having all the fun in the world doing maps, because if you ever want to have maximum fun on a build on a fresh league start, have Rampage and Infernal Cry. And this is just turning on the fun mode. The game is so much fun with these two things. So as soon as we finished the campaign, I spent my first 4 chaos. I had about 7 chaos when we finished the campaign. I spent my first 4 on 2 Kikazarus so that I could have a lot of regen, sustain and righteous fire, and combo it with Soul Mantle. This was my next 1 chaos purchase, was a Soul Mantle, and then I 4-linked it myself. And then my next 2 chaos went into a self-flagellation, and I actually spent some Valor Orbs trying to get a self-flagellation, and I did. It only took about 4 Val Orbs. And the one I got was slightly better than the one I bought. The one I bought was 11%. So this is a slight upgrade. I resold the one I bought for the same 2 chaos that I paid for it. However, unfortunately, you might have noticed earlier in the video when I was summoning totems that Soul Mantle is bugged right now. It is not cursing me. Soul Mantle is supposed to curse you when your totems die. So you're supposed to be able to just spam totems and get a whole bunch of curses on you. And you can use something like 2 Kikazarus to get 100% reduced effect of those curses. And then you get power from it by using self-flagellation, and then all of those curses become increased damage. So I'm missing a ton of damage right now, and it hasn't really mattered because I've still been clearing maps just fine. I spent my next chaos after that to buy the Anvil, which actually reduces my damage by quite a bit, but makes me really, really tanky. So this has been fine. I haven't had any issues in maps yet. I've just been clearing no problem. You can see my gems are not even fixed yet. I have empty sockets for no reason. I haven't really sat down to fix this yet. Anyway, that's Soul Mantle bug. I was hoping I would go to bed and then wake up and there would be a bug fix for it, but there isn't. When I first saw the Soul Mantle bug, I searched the Reddit and the bug reports, and I didn't see anything. It seemed like I was the first person who even noticed, which was surprising. But now that I have gone to sleep and woke up, there is an announced bug fix for it. It's just not out yet. So hopefully that gets fixed really soon, because it's annoying missing almost probably 30 or 40% of my total damage. And the last thing I just wanted to talk about, and this was really exciting. This was super, super exciting. I thought it was about to be amazing. And it turned out not so much, is that I was seemingly the first person on trade with the trigger socketed spells on when you use a skill. With the trigger socketed spells when you use a skill craft. And if I wasn't the first person on trade, I was the first person who put any items up for trade with this craft. The first item I got with this craft on it was really good. It was a +1 cold skills wand with cold damage and spell damage. And then I unveiled this onto that wand. And I thought I can sell this for a lot. And I decided to search for items just with this craft on it, nothing else, just with the trigger socketed spells craft. And there were none. They did not exist, which to me meant I am probably the first person or one of the first people with this craft. And this craft used to be a license to print mirrors if you were the first one with it. However, it's been nerfed since then, and it's quite a bit more common than it used to be. And I've been posting a few wands with this craft on it whenever I can get them and craft them. And they're just not selling, even at only 20 chaos, which is like, I'm barely making that much profit here. At 20, the craft costs 3 chaos. So like if I move them down much further than this, I'm like a 6 chaos profit on a craft like that is like, that's not exciting at all for being one of the first people with that craft. And it's fine. It's fine that that it's not a license to print mirrors anymore. It would just be a little bit more exciting if I was actually profiting off it. But I haven't sold a single one of those yet. And I wonder if it's because of the curse changes that people are just less willing to automate more of their build now, and they want to manually cast curses. And if that's the case, then that's a successful change. Then hats off to GGG for that change, because normally one of the most popular things to put in those trigger socketed spell wands was your curse setup. Anyway, I'm going to hop into a map now so you can see what this kind of looks like right now. Let's grab Tier 8 Precinct, Desecrated Ground. Desecrated Ground's a bit annoying. I have no chaos resistance right now, but I should be okay for the most part. The rest of these mods are fine. It has a free expedition in it too. And we can do Betrayal Encounter. And I just wanted to show my tree real quick. Like I said, I rushed Betrayal. I went through the Breach nodes a little bit. I am going to go Breach. I grabbed Stream of Consciousness because it is incredible early on. I grabbed the Guaranteed Harbinger. I grabbed the Improved Lab Trials because these are really good. And then I started going into Kirak. There is more Betrayal stuff up here, but it's just a lot of pathing to get to it. And I will path up to it, but I wanted to get some of the Kirak stuff early on. Yeah, that's about it. Let's go into the map. My loading screens have been really bad lately. I don't know what changed. These used to be... Loading screens for me used to be 2 seconds, and lately they've been like 30 seconds. That change happened somewhere in the middle of Calandra League for me. Anyway, so I can turn on RF, I can sustain it, no problem. I'm running LE Weakness for my curse, even though Flammability would be better right now. But LE Weakness is sort of my endgame curse, because once I have Ashes of the Stars, quality on LE Weakness makes it reduce resistances by an increased amount. It actually becomes better than Flammability. I don't have Freeze Immunity yet, so that's a little bit annoying. But you can see that even with RF on, I'm pretty tanky. I can get frozen and not really have to worry too much. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Grab these veiled items. And yeah, pretty much just run through the map, drop totems as I move. Basically, I stop whenever I see rare monsters because they're not going to die right away to the totems, but like everything else gets killed pretty quickly. Yeah. Oh, something dropped back here. Chisel. That's pretty unexciting for a noise like that. I do still have my filter on semi-strict. Oh yeah, I just remembered a couple exciting drops. I'll talk about those more when I get back into the hideout. I've had a single Divine Orb drop. It dropped in, I think, Arachnid Lair. So it was in a white map. That's a tier 4 this season. I haven't repeated any maps yet. I've been able to just... Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm lagging really bad. Okay. So far, so good. I forget what I was talking about. Oh yeah, I haven't skipped any maps, or I haven't redone any maps. I haven't redone any maps yet. I've had fine map sustain even without really rushing the Kirak nodes, mainly rushing Betrayal. Oh, these guys are getting away. Delirium is just making them too tanky, and that's fine. This is fine. So yeah, I've had one Divine Orb drop. I had an Academic card drop in Museum map, which, you know, kind of made up for that map being terrible. So I sold that for 31 Chaos last night. That was a pretty good start. So I had a pretty solid start to my league. And here we are. And I can kind of just stand beside these guys and not really take much damage. What else is there to talk about? I don't know. I might speed this part of the video up because I'm not really sure what else there is to talk about. When we get into the expedition in this map, you'll see just how fun Infernal Cry can be. It's basically the delete expedition button. In a good way, it deletes the monsters, it doesn't delete the mechanic. This map is a pretty annoying layout, but thankfully it's a pretty low tier map, so I won't have to do it again later. I really like when the bad maps are really low tier on the Atlas, because it means you can just get them out of the way. Yeah, like I said earlier, this is missing a lot of damage. If Self-Flagellation, well, if Soul Mantle was working and I was getting bonus damage from Self-Flagellation, with my current setup, that's almost 40% more damage. It's crazy how much damage I'm missing because of that. Oh yeah, the league mechanic. I wanted to talk about that. Maybe I'll talk about it more once I find it on this map. So far, honestly, pretty disappointing for me. I was really excited for this one too. This is the kind of league mechanic I really like. Ultimatum was my favorite league mechanic ever, and this is kind of like a more in-depth Ultimatum. My issue with the league mechanic so far is that it's just hard to see things. There's some things that will shred your resolve that I can't even see. One of them is the one ice caster guy like lines up a bunch of like knives that will shred through you, and I'll see them after they hit me, but seeing them when they're getting set up, when you're right up close, especially when you have like a bunch of incinerate totems covering the screen in fire, it's really hard to see, and if it's pretty fast, and if you get hit by it, you can lose like 200 resolve instantly. It's really crazy how much damage it does for how hard it is to see. So I haven't really had any successful Sanctum runs yet, like not at all. The best thing I've got out of there was like 4 Scours or something like that. I'm really disappointed that they didn't get rid of obelisks when they redesigned the monster balance, because those things are like one of the worst changes they've ever made to the game. And I don't want to be just complaining right now, but things that bug me a little bit keep coming up. So here's our guaranteed Harbinger. Infernal Cry here will be really strong. See, it just clears the whole pack. I think the boss is right here also. Yeah, this is the boss. The boss on this map is just a bunch of rogue exiles. Which could be a little scary. My totems are dying pretty quickly here. There's just a lot of monster density. Okay, now that the Harbinger's gone, it's pretty smooth sailing. I keep getting hit with the Archer Rogue Exile does something that's like similar to a bear trap, where you can't move if you get hit by it. You can still use movement skills, but you can't walk. This Rogue Exile, this particular Rogue Exile here, I feel like they made him like many times stronger than he used to be recently. I wish he would stop running away like that, like this. That's pretty annoying. Hopefully, no, stay still. He's not really casting his Flame Blasts though. It's the Flame Blasts that like last league were just one-shotting me. Still haven't seen the league mechanic. What's this? what do we have here? I'm just kind of reading the remnants here to see if there's anything good. Corrupted item's not bad. That's like a chance of 6 links. Gem is also not bad. That's like a chance at enlightens. It's not very good either, but it's like I have received enlighten from that before. There's 2 runic monsters here. I'll grab these and then go down. No, I can't reach this far. Go down this way. Immune to fire damage I can't do, so let's just go down this way, and then that's the expedition. I'm gonna let a bit of the monsters spawn, so that once they spawn up, we can Inferno Cry them, and then watch them pop. And yeah, that's pretty much what this build is looking like right now in a map. It's pretty solid, and I'm missing a ton of damage because of the Soul Mantle bug. I think I'm going to speed up this part of the video, or skip the rest of this map in the video, and then I will just go back into base and talk about the other exciting drop that I got. Actually, you know what? I don't even have to do that. I can just do it right now. The map is pretty much done. I got an Enlightened support. This just dropped naturally for me in, I think, a tier 5. No, this was in a Kirak mission. And it was either a tier 5 or tier 6 map. I don't remember which exactly. Oh yeah, the League Mechanic. Okay, let's do the League Mechanic. So I have basically nothing on like relics or anything yet. We have a Merchant and we have a Benevolent Fountain. I'm fine on Resolve, so I'm going to do the Merchant. Actually, I didn't look at my coins. 200. I might have enough to buy something. Remember to turn on RF in here. Find the exit. Oh, whoa. Didn't even realize. I haven't actually seen this yet. I haven't seen this trap yet with the Exarch balls. Okay. This is not too bad. I wasn't ready for the first one. I have not seen this room yet at all. Pretty easy though. Now we have a Merchant. Didn't really get to show off an interesting room in here. Why can't I buy it? Oh, I must have... Oh, I have the affliction that you lose coins when you get hit. That's unfortunate. Oh, well, these are not really that important anyway. This one's kind of nice. 30% reduced maximum life. But that's fine. Anyway, that's pretty much it for what I have for now. So that's my day 1. I'm going to be pushing into red maps today. And we'll see where I go from there. I don't know if I'll post a day 2 video, but I'll probably post a video after the weekend to kind of show how my League Start opening weekend went. Anyway, that's all I've got. Have a great day.